It's not this far distant goal in the future, this life that you want. Like, you can live it now while it's happening.
This podcast is a Dear Media production.
Hi, guys.
Hi, guys.
Welcome back to another episode of Girls Gotta Eat.
Happy New Year.
Happy 2025. Welcome.
Not happy January 6th.
Oh, it's January 2nd. I was like, it's January 2nd, actually.
If you celebrate that,
You could tune out now.
shouldn't be listening.
How are you still here?
If you're celebrating today, this podcast is not for you. So, yeah. This episode will be dedicated to what happened at our Capitol 4 years ago. No, I'm just kidding. It is a new day. We don't want to think about that. New year, new day, new year.
Yeah, you're not as fucked up as I am today. I was not ready to come back to work. I am in this vortex. We work really hard and we've gotten a lot of places in the last couple of weeks, but January 2nd, I didn't know. I'm not ready to come back to work.
Yeah, so if you guys are curious, we are recording on January 2nd, day after New Year's Day. Okay, so I didn't want to tell you this because I really don't want to brag or rub it in, but my New Year's Day was the least hungover I've ever been. I wouldn't even say I had a hangover. That's the best I felt maybe ever.
In your whole life?
On a New Year's Day.
Okay.
I usually get drunk on New Year's Eve. Like most people. And I don't get drunk a lot. You know that. I usually really hit it New Year's Eve.
When you are okay on a January 1st, it is a day you will remember forever. I remember the one time I was okay on January 1st, and it was 2021. Me, you, Bobby, and Izzy went to that Mexican restaurant and
then got drunk during the day. Yes, you're right. We did wake up not that hungover one year, and then we got wasted that day, which actually is tough because then you have another day of not starting the year fresh. But we had a fun New Year's Eve. I hosted a comedy show, so I wasn't really drinking during that. And I guess you were pounding tequila.
Well, if you consider a double tequila with nothing else, that was how I started the night. Just double tequila with lime, nothing else. No water, no soda, just mozzarella sticks and tequila.
The mozz sticks slapped.
But I had so much fun at your show. I really just I love an activity on New Year's.
Yeah, it was really fun. I like doing comedy on New Year's. And then we went to this very glamorous New Year's Eve party at Gravitas in Beverly Hills, which is this private club. And we're going to talk more about it because we might be recording from there.
Yeah.
We kind of transitioned studios. And it was incredible. And it was probably the fanciest party I've ever been to.
There was just a lot of tuxedos. Everybody was in full glam. Because I was
going to say the shrimp. You were there was a lot of black tie. I was but the shrimp.
There was
a shrimp station hates to see me coming.
Multiple floors. I was okay, how cheesy would it be if I asked for a to-go box? You know they weren't going to eat all that shrimp.
I know.
That was the nicest, biggest shrimp I've ever seen. And also I didn't know what to wear because we went to a comedy club first. And then we went to Gravitas, which was black tie. So I was how do I reconcile these outfits?
Brittany was in jeans. I was you look like the most famous person in here.
Rolling Stone t-shirt and jeans.
And a hat that said, tell your dad I said hi. I was you're an icon. Everyone in here takes themselves very seriously, especially tonight. Okay, let's thank our partners, which we have not done.
Thank you to Quince. Get free shipping and 365-day returns on your next order at quince.com/GGE. And thanks to BetterHelp, get 10% off your first month at betterhelp.com/GGE.
And thanks to AG1, new subscribers get a free gift when they sign up at drinkag1.com/GGE. And Rocket Money, cancel your unwanted subscriptions at rocketmoney.com/GGE. And activations, for a limited time only, get a massive discount off your subscription at activations.com/GGE. But yeah, I just want to say, I woke up 8:30 in the morning, ready to go. And for the second time in a week, I thought you might have died.
You've checked on me a lot this week. You called me.
Raina, no.
What did you think happened? Because you dropped me off.
Abnormal behavior from you.
Oh, because I'm up early usually.
Well, yeah. I'm sorry. I think that we should all be concerned about our friends when they're abnormal. They live alone. You've had a lot of people in and out of that house. They could have abducted you.
That's true. I rekeyed the locks.
Yeah, it's just there's been 2 times when it's late in the morning and I haven't heard from you, and I should have because of certain things that I have sent. And then Sparkle Eyes is well, check, see if she's viewed your stories. He's on the case too.
Oh, no, totally. I wouldn't disrespect you by doing that, by the way. I'm not some fuckboy man. I wouldn't be watching your stories and not responding to you. That is so disrespectful. Imagine doing that.
Yeah. But you were not okay.
I was not. Yesterday, I don't think I responded to you till like 12:30. It was really a rough day. Well, okay, so I had the craziest thing I told you. Yesterday was the craziest thing happened. So I sound fucked up today. Yesterday, I woke up and no sound would come out of my body. I've never experienced this. Like, I could speak at a whisper, nothing else. I couldn't, like, crack out a sound.
No, that's my nightmare. I'm straight to the ER. To imagine not talking, I've never lost my voice. Even when I got my tonsils out, I was talking within 30 minutes. They were like, she's a medical miracle.
Yes.
Like, I have to talk. I couldn't, if I just couldn't talk one day, I'd be like, call an ambulance.
It was a insane feeling. Like, I was trying and nothing would come out. And I like tried to voice note you and I was like, this sounds crazy because I'm whispering. I can't like send her this.
No, I would have been like, ew, too sexy.
I know, it was sexy. It was so weird.
Ew, if you sent me a whispering voice note.
It was like, hi, Ashley, I don't know what to tell you, but I can't do the podcast tomorrow. I didn't know I was going to be able to record today. And I was like, I have worked through so much over the last 7 years. Like, I will get surgery and like a couple days later, like we can record the podcast. Like,
right.
I have gone on stage not feeling well. The bad things have happened in my life. We'll still record. I was like, Tessa's going to have to do the podcast with you.
Well, I would welcome it because Tessa ended the year with a bang.
Lots of bangs. And we have never been more proud of her.
Anyway, so Boston was great. Everybody gets laid in Boston. No. To close the loop on your voice, it's back.
Well, it's back. I Googled how to get your voice back. And
did anything like inspirational showed up? It's like, I was like, how to find yourself.
How to get your
how
inner
to leave
voice.
a bad relationship.
So that actually segues into what we're talking about today. No, I was like, how to get your voice back. And I was like, I'm about to get like blown away with advice. This is crazy. And the advice was drink water.
Yeah.
Who is Water's publicist? It's like, no matter what your problem in life is, I swear to God, the internet just says drink water.
No, I'm obsessed with this because they know that you were just a drunk ass bitch. Like, I swear the internet is like, that bitch is dehydrated and she got wasted last night. Yeah. Drink some water, bitch.
Less cigarettes, more water.
less cigs. That's the theme for 2025. Remember when I found cigarettes in your bag? I found Marlboros in Raina's bag just a few months ago. It was Q4.
I told you guys I cried a lot between like September 19th until like mid-November. I had like 7 weeks of a lot of crying and I was smoking cigarettes.
No, we were in this green room and I thought I needed something out of your bag. I needed a pen. So I'm like, do you have a pen? You're like, yeah, it's in my bag. I'm like, this bag with the Marlboros in it?
I have never been more upset. I mean, I would have rather you found meth and Coke than a bag of cigarettes in my bag.
That's so funny because if I would have pulled out a little bag of Coke, I would have been like, okay, Raina. But I was like, what are these Marlboro? They're not even Marlboro Lights.
No, they were Marlboro Lights.
They're Marlboro Reds.
No, that's not true. And be honest, Ashley, I would never smoke a red. That's crazy. Sometimes I have a little secret cigarette. I don't tell you about it, but I was having a bad couple weeks, so they were coming with me on the road.
Less cigs, more water, 2025.
I just thought maybe Tessa would want a cigarette after some of her activities, so I brought him on the road with us.
Tessa, at 9 a.m., when he left your room, did you need a cigarette?
Imagine Tessa knocked on my door like, hey, can I have a cig?
No, but we were all on the same floor. If I would have went in the hallway and he would have walked out of her room, I would have lost my mind. I would have had to call for help. I would have been on the floor.
If you didn't wake me up immediately so we could both go to her room together, I would have been so mad at you.
Oh my God. It is funny when we stay in the same floor because I walk by and I hear what you're playing and it's always like Jason Derulo.
One time it was Jason Derulo, okay? And I'm on shuffle.
Oh, it's hot in here.
It is hot in here.
Okay, but we just want to say we wrapped the tour up and it was like really so special, and that was the end of an incredible tour and the end of shows for a while, and it was in Boston, which was such a special city, and it's obviously like where I met my fiance and things like that. But we performed at the Wilbur, and we don't have to say too much about it, but we had the Celtics dancers and the drum line, and it was just incredible. I mean, we did 3 shows. We loved all of them so much and had so many people there and our team, and we just, want to say thanks again for you guys for coming out to any show you came to. on the No Crumbs tour, and we just had a great time in Boston. We always do.
Yes, love you guys. That last show really like wrapped the tour up so perfect. For us, it was my favorite show of the tour. I just thought it was like so special, and to have like Sparkle Eyes and Ryan and Tessa and Alex, and like we just were so lucky to have the people that work with us.
Yeah.
And it was just so special. So thank you guys, as Ashley said, for any shows you guys came to.
And then we went to Delaware for Christmas.
I really had the best time.
It was good. It was so
really
special. I mean,
fun.
I was ready for Christmas to be over. I will never do this again. I did Christmas trees, music, movies, vibes for 6 weeks straight, and I will never do that again. It was an overload. It was an overcorrection. I thought I wanted it. I don't need it that long. And so by the time Christmas came around, I was like, I'm so done.
And on Christmas, what your family was like, we're going to do the Christmas gauntlet. As much cooking and cleaning and gift opening as possible. I mean, it was Christmas max.
Yes. But it was so great. And if you guys are new around here, we do this appetizer contest on Christmas Eve, and everyone makes an app, and then we vote, and there's winners and prizes. And yet again, Raina got second, and you get second every year.
Yeah, because Matt wins every year. Buck won that one time. It was
twice. Yeah.
I really look forward to it all year. I just get like so excited. I like when we're all in the kitchen together cooking. Like that was not my experience growing up. That like that everybody could like be making a mess and joking around and like all together in a kitchen. And so that's like really nice for me. But yeah, I get second place every year. This year I was excited. Sparkle Eyes gave me the idea. I made a crab ragoon egg roll, and I made this like dipping sauce that was like ginger, kind of like a sweet chili sauce with like
so
extra
good.
ginger. And I really loved it. It was really good. I accidentally bought the wrong kind of egg rolls. I got vegan egg rolls, which I didn't notice until after.
I'm going to stand by what I said. I think you need to perfect this recipe and bring it next year and win with it. They were a little too big. They were giving Hot Pocket.
They were big.
And I was like, they need to feel more like a roll.
They were thicky. They were thicky thick.
Like you could only eat, I ate half of one. I was like, I got to save room.
Yeah.
I think you perfect this till you win with it. It's a winner. It is a winning dish.
I got a whole new thing for next year.
Oh my
I've already
God.
decided what I'm doing next year.
Oh, okay.
I like
All
to
right.
start with new stuff.
Okay.
But anyways, that was really fun. Of course, I lost to Matt. But I mean, if I'm going to lose to anybody,
Matt in his home.
yeah, Matt is home.
It was good. It was so great to hang out with my nephews, and they just like love you so much.
I love
and
them.
It was a really special Christmas.
Yeah.
And then we came back to LA. My fiance came back with me. We did a little couple days trip to La Jolla in San Diego, and then we came and we did New Year's. And now we're here.
It's just been a nice end of the year. And I really was reflecting on last year. I feel like 2 weeks ago in the episode when we were talking like for Christmas, I was like, oh my God, how much more can I talk about my house and everything that happened? But I was like going through my camera roll and feeling like really excited about this year that we've had and all the people that we got to be around and all the shows we got to do. And I just feel like we had a really special year, and I'm very excited for this year.
Me too. If, the world doesn't end.
Yeah.
Let's keep it light. It's January 6th. Let's keep it light.
Yeah. Listen, I'm really excited for this year. It's going to be a great year for us.
Your house is unbelievable. I hate my house now. I was worried this was going to happen because it's just like to leave your house and go to my house. It's such a letdown.
Well, you didn't buy a house yet.
Well,
you're
I know.
going to buy a house and you're going to have your dream.
Like Sparkle Eyes, who is what we call my fiance. If you're new here too, if you're new here, welcome. If you're just like 2025 new podcast, I'm gonna do it. We're
happy
welcome.
to have you guys.
So we went over to your house, and when we got back to my house, I was like, oh. He was like, you need to stop. He was like, you're spiraling. I was like, my house isn't as bright. I hate my kitchen. I hate this bathroom.
Well, thank you. Well, you didn't buy something yet, so you'll buy something and make it your own. But I finally moved into my house, and I feel like really emotional about it. It really is just like, this is what all the work was for. Mm-hmm. This is what running 2 companies is for, and being on tour. And you and I don't want to be like, we kill ourselves, but we work really hard, and I'm really proud of it. And like, this is what it's all for. And I feel really excited. I've worked really hard round the clock since we got back, just unpacking boxes, and the renovation went incredibly. And I just want to like plug my renovation company one more time. It's called Realm. My girlfriend Liz owns the company. They help you source and find contractors and manage the project. And she and her company found me the greatest contractors. I love them. Not only did they give me my dream home, but they made the process just so amazing. I mean, they were just dependable and fun and good looking. And I mean,
They can fuck. I'm kidding.
TBD.
Great head. Huge dicks.
Yeah, if you want to find somebody huge,
That's
like,
how
no,
you
I'm just kidding.
review them. Like, the dick was fire.
And they made an amazing butcher block for my kitchen. Yeah, I mean, I couldn't have been happier. I love their company. I'm going to make a reel this week of the renovation and post it so that you guys can see more
not
about
another
it.
reel.
Are you so proud of the reels? The one reel I made?
You did one for your moving company, and it was like your first voiceover reel. And what I liked about it is you still sounded like you, because I think sometimes people do voiceover reels and they take on a different voice, which is fine. People have like different voices for different things, but sometimes people can sound a little too like sexy or try hard, or I don't know how to describe it. It's like not their natural voice that you're used to. And it's weird when it's your best friend and they put on a different voice. So I saw that and I was like, what's it going to be? And you were just like natural, and you're
I thought about it a lot. Thank you. I appreciate you saying that, because I think that the old style was like vocal fry or be like really excited, and you're like, that's not what somebody sounds natural. Like. And then I think the pendulum swung to people sounding a little low energy, and you're like, but that's not what you sound like either. So I was trying to sound normal. But I'll make a reel and I'll do Instagram stories of the renovation, because it turned out so beautiful, and I really could not have done it without Realm, because I mean, I don't know where I would have found contractors, and they found me a bunch of people to give me bids, and I really trusted them, and they were phenomenal. So it's my dream to move in there, and you and Brittany are going to come over, and at this point it would be last night, watch the Globes, watch Nikki host, and it just feels really nice. And I'll talk about my goals for the year later, but one of my goals is just get better at home improvement projects. If I can't lift it or reach it, I'll hire somebody. Yeah. But I want to learn how to like do stuff in the house, and I painted some stuff. Like I painted a wall and I taped off everything myself, and I was like, this feels nice to have like done this myself.
Yeah, anyone can do it. Like, I mean, I know people learn those skills, but a lot of people who do these things also just YouTube them.
Yeah.
Some people just do it, just go for it. I mean, I know there's different levels of all the types of like contracting and carpentry. I'm not trying to diminish that, but like some of the stuff, like we think we can't do it, and you absolutely can. Yes, super heavy lifting, stuff you can't get to, but it's just like YouTube it.
Our videographer built his entire van he lives in by watching YouTube videos.
Totally.
And listen, I'd hire a plumber if I needed plumbing or electric, but like I was like, I can paint this wall. I can tape this off and like do a good job myself. And I was like proud of it. I didn't have to hire somebody. So that is one of my goals this year, is just do home improvement projects.
Okay.
Anyway, so thank you for what you said about the house, and I'm so excited to just have you there, and Tessa and Azul.
I'm going to be there all the time.
Yeah.
Azul,
come in the house. This house is more pet friendly than the last one.
On record.
Yeah, this house is more pet friendly except for the one couch.
Okay.
But the rest of it is mostly concrete floors.
Okay.
So it's actually fine.
Azul can come. Put on wax.
Yep.
Okay. So we talk about our goals?
Yeah.
Okay.
So tell me about your goals for the year and your theme for the year.
And again, like Rain and I we're like loose with resolutions. Like obviously the last episode we did, we're like, oh, we didn't achieve our goals, which some we did. I've always been a like, here's what I'm thinking. Mm-hmm. But it could change.
Yeah.
We love to change our minds.
So I made a Google Doc of mine last year, and it was nice this morning to like run the tape on them and be like, I did some of these things, and that's like something to be proud of.
Yeah.
You know, like it's nice to just like be able to look back and be like, was I intentional about my year and some of these things? And I was.
Yeah,
it's
and
real.
you just also don't have to.
No.
Like, I think I just saw a headline that Jennifer Aniston said she doesn't do resolutions. Like, we're already too hard on ourselves. Like, we don't need to be doing this, that's all I saw. I just saw like one headline. So I don't know like the full context of it, but it's just like also fine if you don't. But I have a few things I want to achieve this year. So I am focusing on my stand-up. Mm-hmm. So I plan to tour on my own and go out there and do shows and like run this material. That's always been my goal, and to shoot a special. So I'm just going to say it out loud, and that is the plan. I mean, I have my material. I have been doing some of it. I'm so excited about it. It is completely different than it was, obviously, last time I toured in 2022. And like hardly anything has stayed the same, you know? So again, if I do announce a tour and you've come before, you're going to see the totally new hour, the hour that I would shoot a special with. It just has a really nice theme surrounding it. And our agent came to the show. He's also my personal agent. He came to the show on New Year's Eve and he was like, I love this. This is so great. This is so different. And I just feel really excited about it. Like, I have loved doing stand-up for so many years, like 10 years, but this feels like different. This material feels different. It feels like it has a real purpose, which, not that it didn't before, but a lot of my reason for doing stand-up was obviously to get on stage and make people laugh, and I have fun doing it, and it's cathartic, you know, especially it's very cathartic to have like a crazy or bad hookup story and be able to go on stage and make people laugh about it. I mean, comedy is therapy for me and for a lot of people, but this just feels like really purposeful and meaningful and special and funny, obviously, and I'm so excited to get out there and do it.
I've watched you just change and excel and just get better as a comedian since I met you, and you were always great at it, and you get better every year, and the material changes. And I tell you all the time, I don't really love going to watch comedy anymore. I've done so much of it, and it's like you're so good at storytelling, and
Thanks.
I hate this like joke, punchline, observational humor. It's so forgettable to me. Like your storytelling ability is really great, and I'm really excited to just watch you go do this thing on your own, and like just watch you succeed by yourself, only you and your brain on a stage. I just think it's going to be like really exciting. And
Thank you.
I just want to manifest a Netflix special, and I want you to make a ton of money, and then I want you to buy us a place in New York.
Okay, fine. No, that is the top, obviously. I mean, there's obviously different types of specials you can get, but yeah, that would be the goal. But just I want to shoot one by the end of the year, and I'm planning on getting married. I'm going to become a wife. I'm going to put it in my Instagram bio. Wife.
Podcaster and wife and dildo salesman.
No, nothing about our businesses. It's got to be wife, dog mama, faith, family, football.
Dog mama.
Mama, hey mama. Family first, God first. Very blessed. No, so yes, I'm going to become a trad wife this year. It's my bridal era, you know? That's what we're doing. That's the plan. I want to, in tandem, do the special and the wedding. And that's a crazy thing, but if I could do that, it would go together.
Yeah, I'm amped.
Yeah, if I can figure out how to kind of work that.
Tessa will figure it out.
Yeah, Tessa's got this. Okay, guys, I'm almost done. Those are the two main things.
It was two things. Ashley's like, stick with me, guys.
I think those are pretty big.
This is really funny. You're like, I'm going to wrap this up soon, I promise.
It's a short list.
All two of these.
This one is the most major.
What?
Get my pussy lasered for good.
Last year I had laser on my list, and now I had to put it on my list again.
I'm going to tread lightly. The place we've been going, we are dissatisfied. I have to do a full shave. I have done 8 sessions, and I have to shave my fucking pussy, and I'm so mad. Every time I look down, I'm mad. I have voice noted you before and be like, I just looked at my pussy, and I'm fucking pissed off.
Yeah, that's how I feel. Do you know how many times I had to truck my ass over to West Hollywood from Venice?
Yes.
Do you know how much I fucking hate coming over here? Listen, I love West Hollywood. It's great. But I don't want to drive over here to do a 4-minute laser session 8 times with no results.
I don't know what they got going on. I think the lasers are weaker. Yeah, I'm down for the pain. Like if we need to go to Laser Away or whatever the fuck is the most painful, intense lasers, powerful laser. Yes, we will white knuckle it in a room together.
Yes,
we'll get couples laser.
If you are not bare pussied on stage filming a Netflix special, I'm gonna be upset.
That's what it's gonna be called, just bare pussy bride. But like, I know how laser is supposed to work. I got my underarms done.
To work.
8 sessions 10 years ago. You know, like no hair since. I don't have coarse hair. Like we're good candidates for it. And it has not been working, and we're fucking pissed. And we're not going to name any names, but we need to go somewhere else. Okay, I want to get LASIK. So I am not yet a candidate for an upper eye bleph. So I'm going to do something for my vision, not my cosmetic looks.
Blephs are hot in 2025.
I thought I was going to get an upper eye bleph, but we talked to Dr. Barrett. He was like, I wouldn't do it yet.
But
you don't
have
really
skin
need
for
it. Well, I thought I did. So I'm going to fix my eyes somehow this year. Either it was going to be cosmetic or it was going to be vision. And so I think I'm going vision. And so I do want to get LASIK. And I want to be on my phone less. I say this every year, but we talk about it a lot today with Mimi. And I read a stat that said we spend an average of 2.5 months of the year on our phone. And that's only 5 hours a day, which easy math. We could have figured that out on our own. But 5 hours a day on your phone equates to 2.5 months of your year on your phone. And, you know, I want to be gentle with myself. Like, we do a ton of work on our phone. Like, when I look at my screen time, I'm like, how many hours were we texting with our team or, you know, messaging and emails and things like that? But I really want to stop with, like, the mindless scrolling and the wasting the months of my life on my phone. And especially now, I have a real thing other than obviously the work that we have to do with 2 of our companies, but like with the stand-up, like I can be thinking of like jokes and finessing the set and, you know, going through kind of the layout. Like, I want to be like, if I feel the need to mindlessly scroll, like I can do that. Or pick up a book. You know, we need to time off too.
Yeah.
But do anything but that. And so I'm going to really work on that. And we talk about it a lot today with Mimi, and we're really excited for you guys to listen to this episode. We found her to be really inspirational, and there's just a lot of great takeaways. It's the perfect episode for the new year about manifesting and picturing your future self. And you can help do this with her app called Activations, which we will talk way more about when we have her on. But we just found it to be really impactful, and we loved hearing her story and the way that you can achieve certain things, and it doesn't have to be that hard. Of course, you'll see what we mean, but just in terms of at least to start with visualizations and manifestations. And again, we're going to talk about her app and how you can utilize that, but just like really shifting your mind to at least get in the right mindset of bringing abundance, love, wealth, health, whatever it is to you. So we will talk with her shortly. But again, we have a deal for you guys, and we will talk about it with her more. But you're going to be able to try the app Activations for 14 days risk-free. And then there's this huge discount off your subscription. And to get that deal, you're going to go to activations.com/GGE. And that is only going to be applicable to you guys, the Girls Gotta Eat audience, and it's only available through the website, not the App Store, which we will say again, but we just want to give you a heads up that we're going to be talking about today. We hope you guys enjoy the interview, and then, of course, we have this deal for you on the app.
I love your goals.
Thanks.
They're measurable, actionable, achievable, all the things. Yeah. I mean, you really took forever with your 2 goals now.
Sorry, guys.
But I think you're going to do both of them, your major ones. I think you're going to get married. Yeah. And I think you're going to shoot a special. And
special comes first.
Yeah, but listen, we'll do them both in tandem together, and it's going to be great. So I think that your goals are great, and we'll look back, and you will really be able to say, I accomplished every goal. Really, the main thing with this is to have less goals so that you can definitely do them.
Exactly. Like I didn't put any travel on there. I was like, it might not be a travel year for me. Yeah. I was literally like, I want to put a trip on this list, and I was like, I don't know. I'm going to travel, of course, but like nothing. I say Italy. I'm like, maybe that's not in the cards this year. Maybe that's our honeymoon. Maybe we get married at the end of the year. We don't do that. Like, I just was like, nothing is speaking to me, so why force it? So totally. Of course we're going to travel, but like, I'm taking that off my list.
Just let's be open-minded.
Exactly.
Let's be open-minded. So don't put stuff on the list, because if you don't achieve it, then you didn't achieve your goals. But
okay, I cannot wait to hear your list.
I mean, my list is not that long. I was looking at last year's list, and I had a lot of actionable things. I did some of them. This year, my theme is enjoy my shit.
Okay.
I want to enjoy my shit.
Yeah.
I want to be in my house and enjoy the house.
Okay.
I want to enjoy my body. Like last year on my list was like, stop being so hard on myself and saying such negative things about myself. Okay. And I think I did do that. I think I talk about how hot I am all the time, and I mean it.
Raina is not faking it until she makes it. She made it.
I made it. I get hotter every year. I don't know how I did it. I'm almost 40, and I get hotter every single year.
It's money.
Yeah, it's plastic surgery, actually. I know exactly how I do it.
This just happened. I don't know. It was manifested. No, it's the surgery.
Dr. Daniel Barrett is how I manifested it. But yeah, I want to enjoy my body. I want to be excited about how I look. I want to enjoy my pussy. Get it lasered.
Exactly.
I want to fuck more.
I like our joint goal.
The
pussy laser.
Yeah,
yes.
No, it totally is. I want to enjoy my family. I want to FaceTime with my nephew at least once a week. Mm-hmm. I just want to like enjoy my shit.
Yeah.
And I think that I can do this goal.
Wait, I think I can do this goal. Your goal is just like have fun.
That's the goal.
Just ride on vibes.
Yeah, just hang out. I just want to hang out.
I just want to have fun. Get my pussy lasered.
I just like want to enjoy my pussy and my money and my house, and that's my goals for the year.
I just want to walk around my fucking mansion with my pussy out and not be mad about it.
I told you on the way over here you'd like my goals.
I love it.
Like, I think we're all really hard on ourselves about our goals. Like, what if we just woke up and thought, like, my goal this year is to enjoy my shit.
Yeah.
And that's what I'm doing this year.
Yeah.
Also, last year I said that I was going to become a sex therapist, and I meant it, and I did pay for those classes. Yeah. So this year I'm going to do it.
Okay. I love the wink. Yeah. But if you're not enjoying it, fuck it.
If I'm not enjoying it, I'm
so
funny.
Stop. You're like, actually, it doesn't align with my goals. I'm not enjoying school. So I'm going to quit.
What if I emailed them and I was like, listen, I know you guys have
Is this going to be fun?
Thousands of dollars of my money, but I'm not enjoying this shit. So if I could get a refund. They're like, ma'am, that's not a reason for a refund.
So you're like, to whom it may concern, this just like isn't that fun. And it's just not really aligning with my goals this year. So Could you Venmo me back?
Venmo me. I put it on my list to do the sex therapy courses, unless it's not fun.
Yeah.
Unless I'm not enjoying it, I'm not going to do it.
Yeah. I love that.
Those are really my goals. I'm going to spend a little more time manifesting this week because I spent all day yesterday trying to survive. But,
yeah,
I didn't really, travel's not really a big trip was on my list. I mean,
I know. That's how I felt too.
I mean, we travel a lot.
Yeah.
And I want to have like a huge birthday party in June and like plan a big thing, I think in the Hamptons, and have all of our friends come out.
Big year for you.
It is a big year. I'm going to enjoy my shit. And then, okay, my only work goal is that we start doing Vibes Only events.
Yes.
And that is our like joint work goal, and Tess will work on them with us. And, we said that we were going to pivot what touring looked like. And so hopefully we will plan some really fun stuff for you guys that are sex and intimacy based.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. I mean, we didn't stop touring because we didn't like it. It was just we want to pivot, and we did it for a long time, and we want to do something different. We never want to not come see you guys and meet you in real life. And it's our favorite thing to do. Okay, well, I love those.
Thank you.
Goals.
I love yours.
Yeah.
I think we're going to do it.
Yeah, I think we're going to do it too. I also just thinking like when it comes to travel, like I don't know, I have these like big trips on my bucket list, but I'll get to them when I get to them.
You've always kind of been like that. I've always been like making this list and I got to get to all these places, and you've always been a little more lax. Like I have time. Yeah, I will take the trip, and it has made me get a little more calm about it too.
Well, and you would hope that you just make more money as you get older and you can have a better experience, or different experience at least. There's something to be said for, traveling with not a lot of money and, that as well, especially when you're younger and backpacking and all that. I've never backpacked, I wouldn't know, but, just that kind of thing. So there is that. But yeah, I mean, I only in recent years just really felt like I really want to go to Japan. And now I feel like it's very high on my list. And a lot of that has just been seeing different people's content, like Jeremy, for example, and his travels and stuff like that. It was something like, I thought that would be cool, but now I'm like, I really want to go, and I'll make it happen. I'll do this romantic Italian trip sometime. We'll get back to Australia sometime. Like, we'll do it.
I think it's just good to remind yourself that life is long,
Yeah.
and you'll have plenty of time to do it. And I placed a lot of value my whole life in being like the girl that traveled a lot, because I have traveled so much and I've gone everywhere, and I did a lot of what you're saying, which is not backpacking, but like staying in hostels.
Right.
I couldn't afford to eat anywhere, but it's nice when you're an adult that you're like better at planning and better at figuring out how to like budget, monetize certain things. So yeah, I don't know. I don't have any trips at the moment planned, and we'll see.
Yeah.
Also, I don't like deciding I'm going to go somewhere and then like I can't go immediately. Like I like to decide where I'm going to go and then go next week.
Just go.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, we want to read some of our listeners' goals. They never disappoint. And, throughout the years, this is where we got fuck more, cry less, which is just the one that's sticking out to me the most. And we just love seeing what you guys are up to. I mean, I love hearing what our audience accomplishes at the end of the year, but I think I like this even more.
I like them both.
Just like what, because what I noticed, like when people, and we put this on Instagram, we did a question box, like it's a lot of like excitement. It's like exclamation points. Like people are excited to be like, I'm fucking doing this year. I got my mindset on it. And so we just want to read some of those. I have a few faves. This was like all on like the same screen. Do get a boyfriend. Don't get pregnant.
Okay.
Love
amazing.
that. This one is very me coded. Get promoted, go to Italy, fuck in the shower, and then vacation sex. Big Cancer, water sign energy. Remember that summer?
Write
all
those?
I did was fuck in the water.
I remember?
Every time I could fucking water, there I was in the water. Fucking.
I have the biggest shower upstairs, and I think one day I'm going to come home and you guys are going to be in it.
100%.
Just running around that shower.
It'll be Q1.
You'll be like, hey, can we come use the shower?
And then this one I thought was interesting. I want to hear what you think. Stop talking shit to people outside my group chat. So just like, she just like, let's keep it contained.
I love that goal, and I think sometimes we get a little messy and sloppy, and like I do think it's also not shit talk if it's contained. It's observations.
Right.
If it's contained.
Rebrand shit talk.
Like
2025.
Yeah, exactly.
But I like that she's like, I'm not going to stop talking shit. That's unrealistic.
No, that's crazy.
But like, let's keep it in the chat.
You got to be realistic about it.
I wonder where she's talking shit. Because, if she's like on the internet, in the comments, on Reddit, keep it in the group chat like an adult.
Like B and C list friends.
Yeah.
Is what that means to me. And it's like, I don't need to spread my shit talk around to everybody so everybody knows I'm like this.
Do you think that people who are like true internet trolls, like who are just like mean, nasty trolls on the internet, like in all those threads, do you think they ever start the year and they're like, I should stop? You think they start the year, they're like, I'm going to keep being a shitty person.
They don't seem like big goals people to me.
They're like, I'm going to keep being hateful. Yes. And I'm going to keep hating myself and everyone else. Yes. Like, I wonder if anyone wakes up New Year and they're like, I got to get off of there.
No, I think that is the best part of their
day. Keep it rolling.
Yeah.
I'm going to go harder.
Consistency is actually the goal.
And I'm going to enjoy it. Okay.
I like that people said embrace joy, better self-talk, give birth to a healthy baby. Mm-hmm. I really need to break up with my live-in boyfriend and come home to myself. I love it.
Love it.
I love it. Start the year off, break up with that guy. Let go of the bad, nurture the good, adopt a dog. Financial literacy. I'll probably never have it, but I am proud of other people who do.
We pay people to have it.
Sometimes I'm like, I don't understand it, but I'm sure it's fine. Ashley's like, we should probably understand it, though. A lot of people want to have babies. A lot of people want to not have babies, though.
True.
Move on from my ex and don't dwell on the past. Perfect time for it.
Okay. Be less irritable. 7 exclamation points. Everything bothers her, and I appreciate that. I love that goal. Just like stop being bothered by everything. Be more unbothered.
How do you do that?
First step is to write it in this question box.
I just don't you feel like sometimes you've hate in your heart, and you're like, I don't know how to not.
Yeah. Getting laid helps. Like,
totally.
Or not even. Masturbating, just having more orgasms helps be like less annoyed at life.
I've been masturbating continuously.
Oh, yeah?
I've been doing 2 a days.
Oh, wow. Not 2 a days.
I've done is be at the house. I landed from Christmas last Thursday, and all I've done round the clock is pack and organize and masturbate.
And you seem happy.
I do feel happy.
So live like Raina. Okay, my roommate and I both put get paid, get laid on our vision boards. I love that. Always get that bag, get that ring if you want it, get a boyfriend, don't get pregnant or do. A lot of people want to read this year. We love our audience. They love to read. Mm-hmm. You are unsure about if you're going to keep reading, right?
So it's interesting that you brought that up. Thank you. I think I've read everything. I've done reading.
Taylor Jenkins Reid has written.
I got to the end. I did it. Like I've read all the books, and I know that you guys have a vested interest in me continuing to read because you love the library of Raina Greenberg, and you like to come over, you and Tessa, and take those books. I don't want to not read, but 30 books is not the goal this year.
Okay.
20 books is the goal.
That's still a lot.
That's a lot of books. But
that's 12 is a lot. Like 1 a month. 6 is a lot.
I'm better than that. I can do that. I have like a nice rooftop now. Yeah. I could do 20. 30 was the goal this year, and I hit it, but that was a lot.
Okay.
But I also, like, it was easier to get to 30 because I started reading late in life. So I had a lot of books everybody's read that I still had to, like, get to.
I like this one. My personal theme is unhinged joy. That's really something to strive for. Wow. Imagine someone being like, her joy is
violent.
Her joy is aggressive. It is rubbing off on me. No self-sabotage, people-pleasing, or judgment. Heart emoji. Unhinged joy. There we go.
I love it. New boobs.
Take Spanish lessons.
Stop wasting my time with bitches I don't like. I love that goal. Like, I think it really, as you get older, it just gets more clear that you can't waste your time with people that aren't bringing you joy.
Block more men. Grow a produce garden. Grow your own food. What a goal.
Couldn't be me.
What an elite thing to do.
No,
I grew that.
It's
crazy.
I grew it. These tomatoes are great. I grew them.
Exactly. No, when I go home in the summer, my mom makes me a little caprese plate with her own tomatoes and her own basil from her garden. Like, I'm just like, this is unhinged joy. That's what it is. A lot about, like, mental health, buy a house. Listen, it's not on my list this year, you guys. It's been on every other year.
Okay, well, you're going to buy a wedding.
I'm never going to.
No.
Yeah.
You're going to spend a lot of money this year.
I'm going to buy a wedding.
You guys have a lot of money to spend. So, you guys will spend that money next year.
Someone wrote to be more flaky. I'm tired.
That's so funny.
Day 1 of the new year. I'm tired already.
Okay, so here's my thing. I don't like being flaky, but I like accepting that I don't want to commit to stuff. So I like just saying I don't really feel like socializing today. I said
You've already said it 3 times today.
Yeah, and I meant that shit.
Yeah.
I'm only doing shit that I like.
I'm ready for 2025 Raynal. She's going to overcorrect, though. She's just going to start bailing on everything. That's not bringing me joy.
Sorry, that doesn't sound fun to me. Somebody was just like, do you want to come over and lay out at our pool today? And I was like, I don't want to socialize. That won't bring me joy.
Money festing. I love that. And we'll talk about that today. Again, money festing is a big theme of the interview today. Stop buying so many clothes I don't need. Yes. God, we all should think like that.
I put that on my list, but then I didn't read about it because it wasn't funny.
But you've been doing that. You've been selling stuff.
So here's the thing. I was really proud of myself that I have stopped buying stuff, like clothing.
Yeah.
Because I promised myself if I wait 48 hours and I still want it, I can have it. But what I did instead was just spend endless amounts of money on furniture. I have replaced T-shirts with furniture.
Well, but there's a cap on that, right?
Well, I have to stop at some point.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Like no more furniture can fit. Mm-hmm. But yeah.
Try me.
It's not the best addiction.
I really was like, "Oh, I'm doing so good. I haven't been buying like T-shirts." Then I was like, "I have bought 19 couches."
Oh my God. Yeah. That's when you know you've made it. You're like, I'm just gonna stop buying jumpsuits and start buying couches. Okay. Well, I love these. We love that you guys are sharing. I mean, there's so many different things here, just balance and alignment and boundaries and all the things that you guys shared. Giving less fucks, but fucking more. We love that. So yeah, we always appreciate you guys sharing with us.
We love
my
you
favorite
guys.
thing to read that our audience gives us.
Yeah.
So
you guys are the most amazing, the smartest, the coolest, the best. If you're new here, thanks for being here, like we said earlier, and we're excited for another year of the podcast.
Mm-hmm. Okay, well, let's just talk about some partners and then we will get into it with Mimi. I am telling you guys about AG1. If you want to be more healthy this year, AG1 is one of the easiest things you can do for your health, and it can be the one habit you'll actually stick with. So if you really want to start healthier habits, leave behind an unhealthy habit, this can be the way to do it. So if you want to have more energy, immune support, even a healthier mood, AG1 will be ready to help you take on what 2025 has in store for you. And it's fun to do this with a friend too. So if you're like, let's get healthy together, invite a friend to share the experience of AG1. We really love this. This has been something that's been a part of our life for a long time. And the way that you do it is just you're going to have a scoop of AG1 in a cold, preferably liquid, so just something like ice water, and you're just going to drink that in the morning if you want, or whatever time works in your day. But it's a great way to start the day, and you're just going to do that daily. And keeping consistent with that is really just going to improve all the things we mentioned before. And we love it. I mean, you are going to get the powder, but then we love the travel packs. It makes it really easy to travel, so you never are without it. So this year, try AG1 for yourself. It's the perfect time to start a new healthy habit, and that's why we've been partnering with AG1 for so long. And AG1 is offering new subscribers a free $76 gift when you sign up. You'll get a welcome kit, a bottle of D3K2, and 5 free travel packs in your first box. So make sure to check out drinkag1.com/GGE to get this offer. That's drinkag1.com/GGE to start your new year on a healthier note.
Yes, and since it is the new year, this is a great time to just reimagine your wardrobe. We talk a lot in this episode about acting as if, and I think some of that really starts with how you dress and how you appear in the world. And Quince, Ashley and I just love it so much. It is a great website to get quality pieces and stay on budget. And I have just shopped there a lot. It's great for yourself. It's great for gifts. They have incredible cozy Mongolian cashmere sweaters. They're great for winter. They have cardigans that are buttoned down. They have sweaters. They have turtlenecks. I'm obsessed with it. Tons of colors. I love the red. I love the maroon. I have the beige. They have workout gear. I mean, we just love their site so much.
Workout stuff's great.
They have moisture-wicking bras. They have leggings that are designed to move with your workout. And however you decide to refresh your wardrobe, Quince has really everything. Belts, accessories, purses, all of it. And they only work with factories that use safe, ethical, responsible manufacturing practices. And they use premium fabrics and finishes for that sort of luxury feel. So check it out. Ashley and I are huge fans. You can upgrade your closet this year without the upgraded price tag. Go to quince.com/GGE for 365-day returns plus free shipping on your order. That's QUINCE.com/GGE to get free shipping and 365-day returns. Quince.com/GGE.
Okay, let's get into it.
All right, guys, we are very excited to welcome our guest today. She is an entrepreneurial trailblazer and the founder of a new type of audio, Activations, a top-rated motivational audio app, which has amassed tens of thousands of subscribers in just 2 years. Designed to fit seamlessly into daily life, Activations are functional audios designed to help subscribers make the most of moments every day to live the life they have always imagined. What a great way to start the year. Please welcome to the show, Mimi Bouchard.
Thank you so much for having me.
Hi. Happy New Year.
Happy New Year.
So I was just listening to your app last night and
How did you like it?
I love it. I mean, I just love that it's the way it's categorized and it's like whatever you need in that moment. There you are. So
did you feel energetically different after listening?
I did a more of a relaxing one. I was doing it at night, so I was like, I don't need to get all gassed up.
She needs less energy at night.
See, I'm I love the motivational ones. We created the nighttime ones just because people wanted them, but most of the app are these motivational, energy changing ones that I was actually listening to in the car before coming, and they just get me so amped up for life. Yeah. It's like a natural high.
Well, who doesn't need a pep talk
like
everyone
at
needs
any
it.
time of day, you know? So
just a reminder to be who you want to be.
I love it. Well, so we were conceptualizing this episode with you, and so much of your story is so inspirational, and so much of what you talk about is about just like being a better you in the new year and like not spending a ton of money to do that and really relying on your own self. So this is a perfect episode to like start the year, and let's like meet you, get to know you and your story, because your story, you were just saying to us, I'm a totally different person than I was 8 years ago.
Yes. Well,
Let's unpack it.
I've transformed my life in every way, shape, or form in the past 8 years. And I feel like when I share this, it's honestly just a way for me to express to people that it doesn't need to be that hard. And of course it took effort, but I feel like once I realized that it was all about my self-image and how I saw myself, then the change started happening faster and faster. So about 8 years ago, I was, just to paint a picture, it didn't feel good on me, but I was 20 pounds heavier. I was very unhappy. I was depressed, anxious. I had a binge and purge eating disorder. I had $8 in my bank account. I was partying a lot every weekend, doing drugs, living paycheck to paycheck, really not the version of myself that I wanted to be, obviously. I was numbing every day. I felt like life was just happening to me. I didn't feel responsibility for the life I could create. I had huge self-image issues. I was incredibly insecure. I was one of those people that just looked in the mirror and always just found faults. And I just wasn't happy. I was very depressed. And then I found personal development and really started diving into all of this work. And this is back almost a decade ago when personal development wasn't cool. Like the books that I was reading were these books that were like with old white guys on the cover with their thumbs up, like read this success principle book or something, you know?
Like the self-help section of the bookstore where it's like embarrassing to be there or something, you know?
Now it's cool. Now it's cool. But
Yeah.
before I started getting into it when it wasn't cool, and I just became obsessed because I felt I was at this time in my life where I hated how I felt. I hated how I looked. I hated this relationship I had with myself. I hated what I was producing in the world. I knew I wanted to create something of my own one day, like for a business. I knew I wanted to have success. Money was always very important to me because I grew up in a household without a lot of money. Both of my parents are artists, and we, grew up struggling a lot. There were bankruptcies in the family. My parents had to remortgage the house very often to survive. And there was this lack there, constant lack. And reading personal development books, honestly, at that time was so life-changing for me because it gave me these new beliefs and it gave me hope that I could actually create a life that I wanted. And some of these beliefs that I had learned were take 100% responsibility for your life. You're an average of the 5 people that you surround yourself with most. Rejection is redirection. No means next. Like keep going. You can create it.
I love all these.
Yes.
Can you write this down for us?
Basically, so I became obsessed. I started consuming as much content as I could about personal development, and I started transforming my life. And the first few years of this transformation happened slowly. I would slowly start, drinking less. I would slowly start doing my morning routine in the morning, and then I'd fall off track, and I didn't have a quick bounce back rate, which is something I talk about. And I just would I would try and fall back off the bandwagon and then try again. And I was seeing these very, very small steps forward, essentially. And then there was this moment a few years in where I was trying to meditate and I couldn't concentrate on it. I just felt like it wasn't doing anything. And meditation was one of those things that I kept trying to do because everyone in the books were like, you need to meditate and you need to visualize because visualization is so important for you to reach your goals and for you to think about who you want to be. But I just couldn't stick to it. I felt this resistance and I felt like I needed something to invigorate me, to energize me, to give me this like intense, beautiful, like excitement towards the future that I'm creating. And I just felt like it was not meditation that was going to do that because meditation is all about calming you, relaxing you, clearing your mind. I wanted something to like get me ramped up and to go like achieve. So intuitively, I stopped meditating and I started recording these audio memos on my phone, on like the voice memos app on my phone. And I just started to describe the future that I was creating. I was like, this is what it feels like to have millions of dollars in my bank account. This is what it feels like to have this home that I love, this relationship that I love. I was, 21 at the time and still had never had a boyfriend. And I felt really insecure and like I wouldn't find this love. And, I was describing all these things that I wanted, how I wanted to look. I wanted to effortlessly be in this body that I love without thinking about food a lot, intuitive eating, without having this binge, eating disorder, without having food consume my mind all day. I wanted to live this life of my quote future self. And this, little did I know, was the first activation. I started creating loads of them. I would record them on a professional microphone and add music from YouTube behind them because music is such a big part of activations. Like we use very cinematic, movie moment, epic music that just makes you feel alive. And when I started doing these activations, my transformation went from like 0 to 100. It was insane. Within a few years, I started earning an incredible amount of money. I met my now fiance literally the day after I described him in one activation.
Oh my God. What?
And every single year, the transformations just double. Like it's like this compound effect. It's this bell curve. It's like the more I do it, the more I live it. And the more I live it, the more I create it. And I could get emotional, like honestly, thinking about how my life has just changed so much. It's been such a blessing. I genuinely just feel so good every day. And looking back, like I didn't think that was possible for me, and I did it. And it's been the biggest blessing of my life. I'm the happiest I've ever been.
Wow. Congratulations. That is so beautiful. No, really. I mean, you overcame everything that you mentioned, like those things. I've never had a relationship. I had an eating disorder. I was doing drugs too much and drinking. And by the way, you were 21 years old. Who didn't have every one of those issues?
Exactly,
Body
I know.
Drug issues, alcohol. I mean, I was so bloated. I was always on drugs.
Yeah. A lot of us don't get out of it, and I needed to get out of it because I was going down a bad path.
Yeah, and it affects your mental health. That was what was like making me feel bad the next day, and you just, all those things like compounding. You can't like achieve what you want to achieve.
Yes.
I couldn't.
Well, I'll tell you why. It's because alcohol numbs you.
Yeah.
And I have this theory that if you do the things that numb you, you are directly less alive. So you're either feeling numb or alive. And things that numb you, it's things like overeating, over drinking, doing drugs, being on technology too much, mindless scrolling, distracting yourself. And then the things that make you feel alive are things that slow down time. Numbness quickens time. You're wasting your life. You're going to blink and your life is done if you do numbing activities all day long. Feeling alive is like these activations specifically make me feel alive. Like having a beautiful, deep conversation with someone makes you feel alive. Like that feeling after a workout, being present, being in the moment makes you feel alive.
I like the mental exercise that you talk about of like imagine your future self and who is she surrounded by? What does she wear? How much money does she have? Where does she live? And I think it's sort of like picking a goal and working our way towards it, because we talk every year at the beginning of the year about like, why is it hard to lose weight? And, these goals that are not like measurable and achievable, and they're just, it feels so like, I don't know, it's just this like floating goal. But I think you're really like, do this mental exercise of like, who do you see in 3 years? And like, let's go be her.
Well, saying it out loud, I've said that before on the podcast. It's so important, and people just feel silly sometimes. And you double down on saying it out loud, like this is what you did to achieve what you have.
Yeah.
But I've always said that, like, stuff has like come to me that I've just said out loud, and I feel like I've talked about this a lot, manifested my fiance, and saying it out loud on this podcast, saying it out loud to myself. Like, it's always worked for me. Like, little things too. I don't need to get into all of them, but just I'm like, I was alone in my home and I like said that thing out loud, and
who cares about looking stupid if you're creating your dream life? I'll do anything that looks stupid if it means I'm going to be wealthy and happy and abundant and joyful every day.
Yeah. Absolutely. And I think that you can make every decision based on that. You can say, okay, what I want in 3 years is X. And so would the person that's going to get those things make these decisions? Yeah. Would they eat this food? Would they take this trip? Would they make these business decisions? And I think that's a really good way. Like, people say manifest, I think it can sound a little bit like, what does that mean? But to me, it's like you pick a goal and every day say to yourself, is the person that want that goal, do what I'm doing today.
And I just love the rejection of the traditional meditation.
Yeah.
I think that's going to speak to a lot of people because I never thought of it the way you said it. I'm like, this is not what I want. I need to be amped up. I don't need to be in stillness about to fall asleep.
Like meditation's great if you want to calm down, but it's not going to help you reach these like huge goals that you have, really. Like you need something that just changes your energy, because when that energy inside of you changes, everything else changes. Your self-image changes, your thoughts change, your beliefs change. Everything in your life changes when you change how you feel. And that's the trick. Like it actually, once you know that version of you that you want to be, once you have clarity on that future self, all you need to do is become them in everyday moments. And the more you do that, the more you'll naturally take the actions that future self version of you takes. The more you naturally embody this energy, the more you'll start seeing opportunity everywhere that was always there. You just didn't see it because the reticular activating system, the RAS in your brain, wasn't triggered in that way, because that RAS it's basically a filtration system in your brain that decides what you consciously notice. And it is triggered by your beliefs and your thoughts and your self-image. So let's just say you're the type of person that says to themselves, oh, I'm not lucky. Bad things always happen to me. I'm a victim. Like, yes, if that is what you're telling yourself, that's your truth. You're right. You're 100% right. Because you're only going to ever find reasons to confirm that belief. But if, on the contrary, you say to yourself, I am 100% responsible for my life. I am empowered. I know I'm moving in the right direction. I believe that with this work, with changing my energy, I am creating this life. I am becoming my future self. Your RAS is filtered in a different way. And you're going to start seeing reasons why everywhere. You're going to start seeing opportunities. It genuinely changes everything in your life when you do this.
I love that. I mean, that was kind of the lucky girl on TikTok. Lucky girl syndrome. Yes. It's just like people talked about obviously TikTok in a like lighter way, but obviously this is the reasoning behind it. And just, of course, if you're thinking like only good things happen to me, I'm so lucky. Like you're going to find reasons to prove that all throughout your day.
It's so true. And, I'm just such a believer in what you deeply believe is actually the truth in your life. Like if you believe the world works in a certain way where things are really hard and this is how life works and it's just not the kind of life you can create for yourself, like that is exactly the life that you're going to live. That's the reality you'll live in.
You create your own lens. I have like a close family member that she always says like everything bad always happens to me. If it can go poorly, it always does. And the same amount of bad things have happened to her as your average person. It's just the lens through which she chooses to see things. I find it very interesting. I want to like back up to you being 21 because we have like some young listeners, and you were like, I thought about like who I was surrounded by.
Oh my gosh.
So like, it's not hard for me in my like late 30s to surround myself with people that want like a little bit of a slower lifestyle, do less drugs, drink less, go home earlier. But when you're in your 20s, that's like pretty tough. So like, did you have to take an inventory of like who was in your life and like cut people out?
Gosh, massively. I cut out so many people. I actually realized that I'd rather be alone than with people that were not aligned with where I was going. And I had to be quite cutthroat about it. I didn't do it in this dramatic way where it's like, you're not my friend anymore. I just like phased out these people. And I noticed direct changes from doing that. I also realized that there were people in my life that like just couldn't see a big vision. And I wanted a big life back then. I was living this small life, but I wanted a bigger life. I wanted to have my own business and make millions and have, just this really special relationship. I wanted to have just like the above average human experience. Okay. And unfortunately, the people that I was surrounded by back then felt threatened, I think, from that. Like I remember there was this one girl, I overheard her actually. She didn't know I was in the next room, and she was a good friend of mine at the time. But when I kind of started sharing that I wanted to move to London and create my first business, which was an online magazine, and I wanted to start, be an entrepreneur and leave school and just, go do something different. I remember overhearing her talk to another friend of ours. They were like shit talking me, and they didn't know I was behind the next door, so I could hear everything that they were saying. And they were laughing at me, and they were saying, oh my God, she's so pathetic. She's going to go start a blog or an online magazine. They were like mimicking me and like laughing at me. And I just remember then I was like, all right, this is part of my story. Yeah. I'm going to go make success. And these girls, I obviously wish them well, but there were definitely moments in my journey that I was just like, yeah, this is like, I'm definitely living a better life. And
I wonder what they're doing. now.
Yeah, I know. I'm dying to know.
I hate to say that because I'm now I actually truly wish them well. But there were times in my journey where I
still want to know.
No, I know. There were definitely times in my journey where I was like, but anyway.
No, totally.
No, I mean, there's always going to be people that laugh at you. And I think it's like kind of funny looking back at it because I was a food blogger and it led me out of this tech job I really hated. It led me to meet Ashley and have this podcast. And everybody was like, you're taking pictures of your food. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
But I've noticed this is the thing. The people that are going to judge you and say rude things about what you do, it's like they're not happy. I've never seen a happy person ever say something like that. So you just have to realize that. Like those people are just unhappy and they probably deep down have jealousy because they want to do something different and outside of the box. They just don't have the courage.
It's every hater you see on the internet. Like they're all telling on themselves.
Yes.
Like, tell us you hate yourself without telling us. So, and I think it's good to have people like that want a big life, that have big dreams and people you look up to. And those are the people you talk to if you want advice on certain things. Like anything I've ever started in my life, I've used to blog as well many, many years ago. And then I was starting an Instagram account, I was an influencer, the podcast, stuff like that. I always ask people's opinion that I like trust and value and that I look up to, and those are the people that are always going to say, that sounds like a great idea. I think you should do it, as opposed to the people that are going to knock you down.
Totally.
Okay, just going to take a quick break and we will get right back into it. I am telling you about Rocket Money. Okay, it's a new year. Stop paying for subscriptions that you are not using. I think this is such a small goal that puts money right back in your pocket. Totally. And I hate that feeling that there's like stuff that they're just taking your money. You're not using it.
You don't even know.
Yeah. So I signed up for Rocket Money. I used it. They found subscriptions I didn't know about. I was embarrassed to look.
I get scared to look.
Like I was I've been paying you?
No, it's crazy.
For nothing?
No, it's crazy.
It makes me want to be retroactively pay me back.
I know.
But no, I love using it. It's super easy to use. I love the dashboard. I love the way that they find these subscriptions for you and help you cancel them and get you that money back. So you can use Rocket Money to find those subscriptions you forgot about, or maybe you paid for them twice, you didn't realize it, and they're going to help you get organized, and they can help you set your goals and prioritize what matters most. So if your top priority is financial wellness, which, always is top of mind for us, they can really help you achieve that. So they're going to show you all your subscriptions right in one place and then help you easily cancel the ones you forgot that you were paying for. They'll pull together all of your spending across all those different accounts so you can clearly track your spending habits and see where you can cut back. So we all know how this works. I mean, you sign up for something, sometimes you do the trial and then you forget about it and then you're being charged. And 85% of people have at least one paid subscription going unused each month. So 85% of people, most people, you probably have one. You're probably one of them. Rocket Money is a personal finance app that helps find and cancel your unwanted subscriptions, monitors your spending, and helps lower your bills so you can grow your savings. All that is positive. All that is great. They have over 5 million users and have saved a total of $500 million in canceled subscriptions, saving members up to $740 a year when using all the app's premium features. So we love that. You can spend that on whatever you want. You invest it back in yourself, spend on clothes, spend on a couch,
stuff you like.
Do something that you're going to enjoy, which is not going to be things that you're paying for that you're not using. We love the dashboard. Everything gives you a really clear view of everything. Super easy to use. So you guys can cancel your unwanted subscriptions and reach your financial goals faster with Rocket Money. Go to rocketmoney.com/GGE today. That's rocketmoney.com/GGE, rocketmoney.com/GGE.
Yes, and this show is sponsored by BetterHelp. Every January brings you 365 blank pages waiting to be filled. I love that notion that it's just like a new year, you can start fresh. I think therapy can help you hone in on your goals for the year and ones that are really attainable and that you can keep up with. So whatever it is that you want to do this year, whether it's professional, personal, romantic goals, you want to find better boundaries, you want to learn better coping skills, therapy can help with all of those things. They can help you write new chapters to create a meaningful story for your 2025 year. And BetterHelp is fully online, making therapy affordable and convenient, serving over 5 million people worldwide, access to a diverse network of more than 30,000 credentialed therapists with a wide range of specialties, and you can easily switch therapists anytime at no extra cost. So write your story with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/GGE today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/GGE.
Okay.
Can we talk about, I listened to you talk about this. I'm going to remind you what you said, but I listened to you talk about it on a podcast, and you talked about 4 zero-cost ways to completely turn your life around. I'm going to read them to you, and then I want to unpack some of them because these are like great takeaways that you had.
Great.
So the first thing was doing a life audit, which you talked about, you know, who am I, who's around me, adopt a quick bounce back rate.
So the bounce back rate is this term that I developed, and essentially it's just the rate at which you bounce back into being your future self, the person that you want to be. So for example, if your future self is very healthy and cares about vitality, and for some reason you go out and eat like a fast food meal one night, like that's okay, but it's just how quickly you get back to being your future self. And it's not, oh, I've ruined it, now I have to wait till Monday. So your bounce back rate is essentially like the measure of how successful you'll be, because perfection is completely like not attainable, no matter who you are, whether you're a supermodel and, you know, you have millions in the bank. Like, no, these people that we see in magazines have never once had one completely perfect day where they wake up at 5 a.m. They don't procrastinate. They eat organic all day. They, you know, like do their perfect skincare routine. Like no one ever has a perfect day. We're human. So perfection is not what we should measure success as. It is a quick bounce back rate, because what successful people have that not successful people have is a quick bounce back rate. When they do something that veers off of the person that they aspire to be, they just naturally get back on the bandwagon quickly because it's part of their self-image. But someone, for example, that hasn't been able to create success in their business or something, and maybe they're procrastinating too much or mindlessly scrolling throughout the day, or they're not doing what they know that they need to do, they'll often just wait until they find inspired motivation. But the people that actually do it and achieve that, they'll just naturally do that because it's just who they are. So a bounce back rate is a great measure. When I first started my journey, I mentioned I had a very long bounce back rate, and now I can bounce back to being who I want to be in seconds. So that's just a tool that you can think to yourself at home. It's the beginning of 2025. First, get clarity and do a life audit. Figure out who you want to be. Figure out the version of you that you want to be. And then in everyday moments, in these little moments, bounce back to being them. Whether that's just a thought spiral you're going down, a rabbit hole, how you're feeling, your energy, how you're thinking, your posture, just how you're embodying yourself. Just bounce back to being her in everyday moments, and you'll see it's such an easy thing. It's just about the speed.
I like giving yourself grace. And if you really read anything about habits, we talked to James Clear about this, who wrote Atomic Habits, which is the greatest, book about habit forming. And he talks a lot about, like, it's okay if you decide you're going to work out all the time and lose weight. It's okay if you take a week off, but can you get back into it? And like, that's it. And nobody has this perfect day. And I like that notion of that.
100%.
Exactly.
Yeah, you can apply it to anything, like dating. If you're on some sort of journey and you like slip up and you like sleep with your ex, whatever, we're all human, just like get back into it. Like, don't throw it all away because you made one mistake. Well, maybe it was a mistake. You decide if it was a mistake or not.
Maybe it was a fun night, and you'll get back to being her. But maybe you want that little dopamine rush of toxicity, and that feels good too sometimes. Okay, so your third thing, act like you are already your future self.
Yes. Act as if.
Yeah.
The best way to be who you want to be is act like them.
Just be who you want to be.
Exactly. Like, you don't need to overcomplicate it. All of this is so simple. It is so easy. You don't need to be in the perfect situation, the perfect time with the perfect mindset to just act like your future self and do all the things I speak about. You just have to do it in everyday moments. Like when you're in line at the grocery store, if you have a minute, just like, don't even say anything. You don't have to think anything either. Just hold yourself like the person you want to be. Pretend you're like the main character in your movie. And this main character is creating their dream life. They're transforming. They're becoming this next level version of themselves. You just have to hold yourself like it. Act as if you're meeting a stranger on the street, or if you're at that grocery store and you're at the cash, like speak to the person like you are your future self. Have these little moments that are seemingly insignificant, but if you keep doing this, you do them in bigger and bigger ways, and it just ends up becoming who you are.
Okay.
And rounding it out with reducing, Ashley's going to love this one too, and this is so good for you, reducing the time that you spend staring at a screen.
Oh my gosh. This is game changing. And I was speaking earlier in the podcast about numbing versus feeling alive. And those two things are complete opposites to each other. When you're feeling numb, you're not feeling alive. When you're feeling alive, you're not feeling numb. And I have noticed from both personal experience and from just, looking at the world around us and reading certain things about this as well, there is science to prove it. Your brain actually does this weird thing where it just disassociates. Mm-hmm. It shuts off when we're mindlessly scrolling. And one of the best things you can do this year to feel more alive and more present, and when you're feeling alive, you remember to bounce back so much more. Everything is going way better in your life when you're feeling alive. The best thing to do is just to limit your screen time. I saw this kind of scary thing the other day, and it was this guy showing, it was like a piece of paper with all these dots on it. And it was like every single dot, he was doing this TED Talk. Every single dot is a month of your life. And he showed all the dots filled in for like a typical 18-year-old. And it just shows how many months left we all have. And he said, okay, and then now all of these months are going to be spent you sleeping. And then all of these months are going to be spent you doing errands. And then all these ones are you working, which leaves like just a few rows left of you having free time in the time you have left to live on this earth. And he said, at this rate, 93% of that time will be spent staring at a screen.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say some shit like that.
That was crazy.
And it's like, it really hits. Yeah.
You really just need to, in this sobering way, realize how precious time is.
Yeah.
And get emotional about it. If you really want to change your life, you need to get emotional about the fact that we don't have that much time living, our one chance being alive. What is that one chance, that one opportunity that you want to experience in your life? And if you want to live an existence where you just rinse and repeat the same day that never actually makes you feel that great, and you're just kind of getting by and waiting, and it's like we constantly live in the state of waiting for something, and then you reach the end of your life and you're like, what? Don't end your life with regret is what I'm saying. And that's why I feel so passionate with personal development work, with the activations I've created. They help you live your future now. They help you be alive and present and live in this beautiful, precious moment as the person you want to be, embodying the feelings and thoughts and emotions as the person you want to be. It's not this far distant goal in the future, this life that you want. Like, you can live it now while it's happening. You can just embrace this beautiful, precious life right now. And that is what I feel the most emotional, talking about, because it's like, what is life if you're not going to do that?
Yeah, I mean, unfortunately, you can look at your screen time and you can break it down that way. And when we talked with Scott Galloway, he was like, when I coach men, I take their phone and I'm like, here's the hours and hours you spend doing God knows what, porn, gambling, whatever it is, social media. Not that those are all created equal, but everything else you could be doing with that time.
And you can also, sometimes people have to forcefully actually delete the apps, not just trust.
I do the time limits, which is a
I used to do that, and I would every single time I had this, it became a habit for my finger just to go, snooze or next or turn it off. So I was telling you guys off air, I actually spent the past 6 months deleted Instagram and TikTok and everything. And it was the most freeing, beautiful time. I genuinely feel like I have never been happier in my life.
Can we back up and talk about
why and everything?
Yeah. I want to hear. This is major, 6 months off, and the apps you just weren't on. Were you still communicating with people? I just want to hear about it.
I was playing with the thought for a while. I had to combat the random belief that with my work and business, I should be online because I have a following on there. And then I was like, does it actually influence my revenue for my business? No. It doesn't. And does it actually, what is it actually doing? I was really thinking, what is social media actually doing to benefit me? And I couldn't come up with a great reason. It doesn't directly influence the revenue for my business. Everyone that is subscribed to activations by now that follows me, is subscribed. It doesn't really make a huge difference if I do people are already subscribed. And I just didn't feel like there was a massive benefit when it comes to my big goals in life right now. And I was always kind of, a weekend here and there, I would delete the app from Friday to Monday. I was doing things like that already. But then I just realized that there was just no benefit to it. So I played with the thought of just deleting it for a while. And it's been 6 months. I actually just did a post like as an update, and then I re-deleted the app. So I don't have, like, it's going to be another 6 months probably. And I have, my assistant can probably do a post for me if I need her to, or like I can, I like sharing, and I'm going to revive, I think, my podcast like we were talking about before, because I think that like audio will never really make you feel numb. That's why I love audio so much. That's why I love listening to podcasts. That's why I love activations. Like audio, you're still present. There's something about staring at a screen where you disassociate. Anyway, so I also had this realization that, so I'm getting married in July, and my life, like I'm ending this one era of my life right now. There's, just a bit of time left I have before my wedding. And after the wedding, maybe we'll start a family. And, kind of that era of my life will begin. And I just felt, you know what? This is a very important year for me. I want to be as present as possible. I want to be alive, as alive as I possibly can. Like, this is a very precious time for me. So I thought, I'm just going to delete it. And I realized as well that, like, I just stopped caring. Like, my ego just really calmed down as well. Like, there were little things, like the past 6 months, I've done the craziest trips. I've been on yachts. I've been like in the coolest places. And I just have had zero craving to like post and gloat about it. So I just think that shows just a level of evolution I've had recently. Because obviously we all, social media is where you show off. Like, it's hard to be real on social media. And I just didn't feel like I resonated with it anymore. And I just didn't want to spend my time that way. And it was hard because there were people that I stayed in touch with on there. But then, like, I realized my real friends are going to text me. I don't need to have loads of friends. Like, I want to just be a bit more private as well, I've realized. And I think that just being glued to my phone and feeling this pressure to post all the time, it wasn't healthy. And I had withdrawals at first. I literally did. Yeah. Like, for weeks, actually, it took probably a whole month for all the cravings to go. It was insane. And I just deleted Instagram, and I actually was never that big on scrolling on TikTok, but Instagram was just like, where you could get into this mindless pit of scrolling for me. And even if it was just for 5 minutes at a time, like, it's not like I was spending all day. Like, I work, like, I'm busy. It's not like I was spending all day scrolling.
Right.
But it was just, I noticed that these like little moments, like even for 5 minutes before a call, or if I, like was stressed and I just wanted to like numb out for a minute, I would just like scroll or like check something and feel like I was always needed on there. And I noticed that even 5 minutes of that affects the rest of my entire day. I wasn't as creative. I wasn't as good at doing things. Like, the past 6 months, I have created so many life-changing activations with my team of audio engineers for the app, where I just felt this like connection with something that I really was hard to connect with before. Like, the content on the app has improved. My career has improved. Everything has improved. My business has almost doubled in the past 6 months. Like,
congrats.
Thank you. I didn't need social media to do that.
I think about, people ask us all the time, how do you stay confident? How can I be more confident? When I think about when am I the happiest, when I feel confident, and what makes me feel the least confident is comparing myself to other people on the internet. And it's the most like, everybody says all the time, comparison is the thief of joy, but it really is. And like, I can see something sometimes first thing in the morning, it'll wipe me out for a couple hours. And over the years, Ashley and I have spent a ton of time talking about this on the show, but unfollowing people that make you feel bad about yourself. I moved Instagram to the last screen on my phone, so I kind of broke that muscle memory of going to it on the first screen all the time. And I'm pathologically online, and I love it. And I love fashion tips and cooking videos and comedy, but I've muted a lot of words so they just don't come across my desk. And I just don't want to spend my day comparing myself to other people. It doesn't benefit me. It doesn't make me more creative. It doesn't make me a better person. It certainly doesn't make me a happier person. And even taking it off your phone for like 3 or 4 days, it just feels nice.
Yeah. Like, even just for weekends, from Friday to Monday, delete. Like, you don't need to go cold turkey like me. Like, I'm just a bit more of an extreme person, I think. But I agree with you. Like, just limiting it. And I've also realized that. So when I re-downloaded it last week to do I just did an update post, it was on my phone for like a few days, and I actually didn't have the craving. Like, I maybe looked a few times, but that craving actually went away.
Yeah.
So it was really cool to see that, because, you just kind of didn't care anymore.
It really is like an addiction. I mean, I say this lightly in the way
it's
that
an
like
addiction.
drinking and food, food can be, because you're doing something excessively, like, for trying to get a hit of something. I don't know.
I think it's just as addictive.
Yeah. Like I'm scrolling, like, what am I looking for? What am I hoping to feel? Like, what am I wanting to come across? And I'm the same as Raina, and I love to look at comedy and, we need to stay in tune with pop culture and stuff for our podcast and all that stuff. Like it is a necessity and it does benefit our business, both of our businesses as well. So, I mean, that goes without saying, but it's just like, sometimes I'm scrolling, I'm like, what am I hoping to feel? Yeah. What am I trying to get out of this? And then when I realize that, I put my phone away most of the time. Like you're numbing, but yet still trying to get a hit of something. Exactly. We all have our own reasons for doing it, but it does feel like the excessively eating or drinking or something else too.
Yeah.
Can we talk a little bit more about activations?
Absolutely.
And just like the science behind it and the ideas behind it and how people can use the app? Because we've referenced it like a lot, but I would love to just talk about it a little more.
Sure. Well, activations are a new type of audio that I developed. So it's not meditation, it's activation. And it's this beautiful mix of visualization, motivational guidance, and this music that makes you feel so alive. And we actually use a lot of composers. I met with one of our composers yesterday for lunch that do like a lot of movie scores. So that create these like movie moment type of audios, like music that just really tell a story. And as we all know, music has such an influential role in how we feel in our state. Like imagine watching a movie without any background music. You wouldn't know how to feel.
You hear like shoes squeaking on the floor.
Yeah, like these
like awkwardness. Yeah.
Yeah, you don't know when to be scared. You don't know when to be hopeful. You don't know when to be happy. You don't know when to be nervous. Like music really does tell you how to feel. It's like another language almost. So can you imagine using the power of music, like very cinematic movie moment, emotive music that makes you feel like you are transforming, you are evolving. It is changing your state, even just listening to that music. That plus these visualizations, these affirmations, these like subliminal messages changing how your brain works, that together paired with certain frequencies that our audio engineers layer into a lot of our activations, it is like this audio that is transforming you, whether you are listening to it consciously or just in the background. So it is the most powerful tool that I have ever found when it comes to transformation. It's what's transformed my life. We also have tens and tens of thousands of users that use the app every day. And those people send in their stories all of the time. We're hearing these insane transformation stories. We have people from all over the world that are genuinely doing a 180 in every aspect of their life by listening to these. And the crazy thing is that I haven't really done that much marketing with the app. Like it's all been pretty organic, honestly. We've experimented with some paid marketing this year, but like over the past 3 years, it's been organic. Everyone's talking about it. Like word of mouth has been the biggest way that we've grown. So that just shows that like it's so good. People are changing. They're talking about it. So anyway, so activations, it's just an audio app and it's the only place you can find activations. And we have activations for every moment of the day. We have over 15 categories from walking to seated if you want a bit more of like a internal reflection moment. We have writing activations with guided prompts. We have cooking ones, cleaning ones, workout ones, legs up wall ones for lymphatic drainage.
I love the legs up the wall. I saw that category last night. I'm like, oh my gosh, I do it like at least once a week. I'm like legs up the wall.
It's
yeah. So I love that you could put on the activation for that.
Like we literally have an activation for everything. Getting ready in the morning, doing your makeup. Like before a date. We have like a pre-date one. We have like literally every scenario you could think of. There are over 700 activations on the app. There is something for everyone. And the main thing with activations is that it changes your state. It changes your energy. It helps you rewire your mind so that you become your future self. There are activations on there that will help you understand who your future self is. So many of us, we're like, okay, we want to improve our lives. So like, what does that actually look like? I don't know. So I have a 2-step formula to transformation. That's number 1, clarity. Number 2, becoming. So first, you need to get crystal clear on who your future self is. Really understand her. That's where you want to go to a writing activation, journal about it, write about it, put pen to paper. And then the only thing you need to do is become that person. Become them in everyday moments. And the beautiful thing about activations is that you can habit stack them. They don't require you to carve out 20 minutes every morning. And you know, we're all so busy. Activations, it's just something that you listen to, just like you listen to a podcast or an audiobook or music. Then you have this craving to listen to an activation when you're in that mode to like step into a new energy. And this is how it works so well with transformation. It's like the Pavlov dog theory. We've all heard of the Pavlov dog theory, where Pavlov rings a bell, the dog salivates. That's classical conditioning. Activations are classical conditioning for the average person to help you become your future self. So when you're pairing these new thoughts and new beliefs and new feelings and emotions with everyday actions, this is when change really happens. So for example, if you're listening to a walking activation, which is my favorite category.
I was going to ask what your favorite was.
And the getting ready in the morning ones too. Like, I'm a morning activation girl. But anyway, if you're listening to a getting ready activation every morning when you're doing your makeup or skincare routine, or if you're listening to a walking activation for 10 minutes every morning when you're walking your dog, like soon enough, you're not even going to need the activation to feel abundant, unlimited, like confident, and just like in love with life. So when you weave these in through your day, and even if you do them like, you know, for 2 minutes a day or 3 times a week, like you're just going to start noticing these changes. And the more you do it, the more you feel like you're looking back and it's like, oh my God, so much has changed. And it just crept up on me. Like, this is what a lot of our users notice. It's like, okay, they're just playing it even in the background. They don't have to consciously even listen to it, but it's programming their subconscious. It's like a subliminal. And within like a week or two, we get these messages of people being like, I didn't even think it was doing anything at first, but then I was like, oh my God, all of this has changed. Like, my thoughts are changing, my habits are changing, my patterns are changing. I'm creating like so much more of what I want in my life. And it's amazing if you want to make more money as well. I think financially, like a lot of people that come to our app, they want to create more wealth in their life, or they want to be happier. They want to, you know, create a new relationship. But for me, money is always a fun thing to manifest. Like, I think money is the easiest thing for me to manifest. It's just a very fun frequency to tune into, because it's like this big, expansive feeling of like abundance and wealth and unlimitedness. And a lot of our activations have that undertone to it. It's like this excitement. It's almost like a natural drug, and you're just listening, and with headphones, it's the best experience. And I was actually just listening to one in the car with headphones on the way here. I think it's called Embody Magnetic Manifestation Energy. It's like one of our new anytime ones that you can listen to whenever. And I was just like fully feeling this way that I want to live the rest of my life feeling that way. It's like this buzzing throughout my body, this excitedness, this awe for life, this aliveness. And I just know in that moment that my energy is attracting even more of that. And it's like this snowball effect.
Yeah, exactly.
So if anyone is listening and they want to try it, I know you guys have a special link to get 2 weeks free and a discount. But yeah, it's life-changing, and you guys can try it for 2 weeks free. And if it doesn't do anything, you can cancel it. And if you forget to cancel, you can get your money back. We have a full money-back guarantee. Like, we just want to make it so low effort and so easy for people to try, because it's genuinely life-changing. And I'm just so excited.
And so just so you guys have the details on that, again, we said it up top, but you can get the 14 days risk-free, and you can get a massive discount off your subscription. So go to activations.com/GGE. So you are going to go to a website to get that discount. So you can see the URL in our episode description. It'll be on our website as well, but that is going to be activations.com/GGE. The discount is only available through the website, not the App Store. Obviously, your app is on the App Store, but to get that 2 weeks free, that's going to be the link.
Yeah, annoyingly, the App Store doesn't let us do discounts.
We know.
Yeah, you can just quickly sign up on the website, free trial, and then download the app and use your existing sign-in details and take advantage of that 2 weeks free, because in 2 weeks you can see a difference. Like, that's why we wanted to do a long trial period, because we just wanted to prove it. Like, we have nothing to sell here. We're just showing people something that they can try, and they're going to see it works. Like, we wanted to make it low risk and low effort.
Yeah.
And it's a beautifully designed app. There's hundreds and hundreds of activations to choose from. I mean, there is so much to explore.
Yeah, but like easy to navigate. It's not overwhelming. Yeah. You know, you got the categories are really, really helpful. So you're not going to go in there and be like, where do I start? I think you're naturally going to gravitate towards one of the categories. And I just love that you're like, guys, it's not that hard. You know, like I think
it's not.
People get overwhelmed with change and what do I need to do and change my whole life. And it's like, you're over here like, listen, it's just, you don't have to pay attention. It's just going to creep into your brain.
No, but that's the thing. Like, I was there. I remember being at my bottom and being like, oh, this is all so hard. I have so much to do. I'm so far away from where I want to be. And this is the exact thing that I did to get to where I am today. And it, I'm telling you, is the most effortless way to transform. You can transform in a really hard manual, labor way. Like you can like really, really work it. Or you can just take a bit more of a shortcut and change your thoughts and your self-image. This is what activations does. It changes your self-image. And then when you change your self-image, everything else in your life changes. Because think about like an onion. The core of the onion is your self-image, and every other layer on top of that, it's like your habits, your thoughts, what you do every day. And when you just try to manually change something without first changing your self-image, it becomes very hard to change. So for example, if you do not have the self-image of a runner, then you're not going to wake up in the morning and go for a run. But if you have a self-image of a runner, then you're going to feel weird in the morning if you don't get up and go on a run. I'm saying this, I don't identify as a runner, but it's a really easy example. I don't want, like, I'm a Pilates girly. Like, I don't care to run, but if I wanted to, I would like change my self-image first before even trying to wake up early and like drag myself out of bed and, rely on discipline. Like, that's all hard. I'm just going to do the work internally first so that it becomes easy.
Yeah. I love that. Love the mindset shift.
I am very much so in the middle of like pragmatic and spiritual. I feel like I give a bit of a balance with that, but there is a part of me that is a little bit more spiritual, and I do believe in some of the quantum physics theories that state that your energy creates your life, and the biofield around us, which is actually measured by science. We all have a biofield of energy around us. I deeply believe that the energy that you put out is the energy that you attract back.
Really, we can't thank you enough for just your openness about your own life and your story and your struggles. And it's really inspiring to see what you've done and how you turned your life around. You're getting married.
Thank you. Yes.
And how long have you guys been together?
7.5 years.
Oh, okay. So
he's my first boyfriend. Remember I was single at 21 and I did an activation, and the next day I found him. He's the guy.
Oh my God.
How did you guys meet?
Bumble.
Okay.
Yeah.
Did you know like he was the one, or like I'm curious how like your activations and your mindset and your manifestations kind of translated into him?
Well, first of all, with activations, it's very important to focus on how it feels. So some people think that you can like manifest a very specific thing, but I don't believe that. I believe that you can manifest a very specific feeling that thing will give you. So I'm kind of open to the universe surprising me with what it actually is. So I was the day before, on October 12th, 2017, I recorded an activation describing Ben, my partner. And there were some more visual aspects, like he's 6'4" with dark hair. Obviously I think that was a bit more luck because I believe in the feeling of it being more.
He's 6'4"?
Yeah.
You're little.
I know.
Good for you.
Our height
you guys
difference.
met the same week we met.
Oh my gosh. Wow. A lot happened energetically in that week.
17.
October 7th.
Wow.
Listen, October is like a thing. We were the 9th.
Okay.
October is like, I just have a big thing about October.
A big week for us. We love October.
Everything happens in
2017.
Yeah.
Look at us now.
Oh, that's so crazy.
Yeah. Anyway.
You manifested for us, actually.
Well, we're all manifesting together. Yeah. But anyway, so on October 12th, I recorded one, and I obviously said some things about how he looked, but I also said mainly how he made me feel. And I really emphasized that I really like I'm a helpless romantic. So I'm like, we have these movie moments together all the time. Like, he makes me feel this way. He's charming. Like, I just described him. And the following day, I met him.
Oh my gosh.
Like one day later, I met him, and since then we've been inseparable.
Yeah.
And yeah, he was my first boyfriend. We're getting married in July, and I didn't know the minute I met him that he would be my I didn't have this feeling, oh, that's my husband.
Yes, and I don't think that's real, by the way. People can say it and it's fine. If that's your story, then it's a coincidence that it worked out that way. But yeah,
exactly.
I think,
and our relationship was not perfect from like, I'm saying this perfect story, but the reality is we've had loads of ups and downs. Like, we have had years where maybe we kind of fell out a little bit and fell back in. Like, we've been together for a long time.
Yeah, totally.
So I'm not here saying that like, it's been perfect from day one, but it's just become more and more like this relationship that I don't know what I would do without him. I'm so excited to marry him. I actually I met with one of our like big composers yesterday for lunch, as I was mentioning. He's creating like a custom song for me to walk down the aisle to. And I'm going to be living in activation. I will.
I want to hear it.
I will. We'll actually probably have it on the app too. Because like
that's really special.
We'll use it in the app, but like we're creating an activation, like a custom, like 1 minute, like, because it's like a lot of like orchestral, like big, intense, totally. Like the app, it's like, I'm literally going to be walking in my own activation. So then I can also relive the moment 100 times.
Wow. This is
music
special.
is so huge. I was talking to this wedding planner yesterday and I was like, I'm going to DJ the wedding. I need someone who can hit play, but I am such a psychotic person about music. Like, I'm going to have the playlist. This is when these things are going to happen during dinner, during dancing. I don't want to miss a song that I want played at my wedding. So, I just need someone back there behind the DJ.
When's your wedding?
Hopefully November.
Oh my gosh. So exciting.
So, okay. And then you mentioned masturbating.
Oh my God.
And manifesting.
This was off air.
We can't.
Okay.
We don't have to talk about
I'm
your
kidding.
Specific taste in masturbating, but if you
I
want
actually
to,
don't do it that much because every time I'm horny, Ben is just like on it. Like he's such a guy.
I'd love to hear it.
That's the dream.
I don't even know how. Like I don't share this a lot, but anyway, I'll be girls got to eat vibes right now.
Yeah, vibes only.
But no, when we were talking off air about like I'm such a manifester that like once years ago I read, like when you're about to orgasm, if you think about the things that you're manifesting, like it draws it in closer to you energetically. And I was like, kind of makes sense because like for me, like manifesting is all about how you feel and like how do you feel when you're having an orgasm? You feel like incredible and your energy is like expansive and big and like you just feel high on life, right? So I have started and it's not even in it's in sex. And so Ben is like, did you do it this time? I'm like, yep.
Oh my God.
Ben's like, I can tell you're manifesting.
Wait,
I know. I'll do it with him.
This just like opened up my world. I've always done it during masturbation. I even did that with our company, our sex toy company.
Oh my God, now you have something to do during doggy.
Yeah. But now
I'm doing it in sex. I'm manifesting during sex.
Okay.
Yeah. So
we'll do it in a position you don't love.
Sex manifestation. That is so funny. And he's
no, like I'm not
did you
thinking.
Come? Yes. Did you manifest?
I don't do it every time. Listen, I don't do it every time, but it's a different type of orgasm. It's weird. Yeah. Not to get into the specifics.
You could do it during anal and just disassociate.
Yeah, but I like that.
Like I'll die without ever.
I like that you could manifest.
I love how this podcast has just taken a complete turn.
Well, we had to do it.
We'll bring it back to anal.
But I like the sex manifestation with your partner and like what you want out of that relationship.
Oh no, I don't even think about our relationship. I'm like, I've already got that. I'm thinking about money.
I know, because you already got the ring, bitch. I'm saying, like, if you want to get engaged, what better time to be like?
Sure, but like, I'm being honest. Like, I'm very like, I know it's sometimes distasteful to talk about money, but I fucking love manifesting money because I came from so little and I've created so much for myself. Like, it's just such a fun thing for me to manifest because I really feel like it's unlimited.
I don't think it's really that distasteful. I mean, listen, there's a certain way to speak about everything, but like, if I'm going to be life coached by somebody that's like, you can have this life you want, the money you want, I want to be like, have you done that? Have you gotten the money that you're talking about that I can have?
100%.
Oh my God. So I started doing this, especially with money. So like when I'm about to, I'm like, okay, I'm thinking about the number. I'm thinking about how it feels. I'm thinking about the abundance. I'm thinking about, the opportunity. Like I'm thinking about the number. And I was doing this. And listen, at the end of the day, I have probably done this maybe 20 times in my life, like this orgasm manifesting. It's not going to do it every time, but it definitely works because it like permeates your energy in some way. And like, it makes you feel like, I honestly feel like activations. You know how they say, like, remember when you were younger, they're like, oh yeah, when you do this to your knee or like when you sneeze, it's like an eighth of an orgasm. I feel like doing activations is like an eighth of an orgasm.
I love that comparison. Yeah.
Because I feel that way and I like tune into that same frequency when I'm in that state. And this shouldn't have happened, by the way. Like I haven't done much marketing for my business. Like I don't have millions of followers online. Like it's not like it just all came to me. Like my entire business in itself has been a manifestation. Like things just come to me. People just start talking about it. And I really do believe it. I'm the source of the energy that's been creating this.
Yeah, that's the secret. I like that people are like, what's your secret? For a lot of people, it was, well, I had millions of followers and that's, not such a secret, but you like
it just
that
happened,
is what happened
too easily almost.
Yeah.
Like, and I had, it's not like this is my first business and I'm just magically now a millionaire. Like before this, I tried many different businesses and I failed many times,
Totally.
but this is different. Like I really feel like because it's also a business that so many people are also getting the same results from, like it's just this like ball, this like flywheel of just happiness, success, abundance for everyone involved. And it really just, the energy of the business itself, it's what I preach. It's who I am. It's abundance. It's big. It's unlimited. It's happiness. It's awe. I love the feeling of an awe for life. Like that feeling of like, wow, like this is like everything is coming together. Everything is connected. And it's extremely exciting to just even talk about because it shouldn't have happened. Like this has all happened in a very unique way. And then we just start seeing people out of the woodworks come out and like say that they love the app. Like Miranda Kerr messaged me and she was like, oh my God, I love the app. Like, you know, just random people that I'm like, okay, like, wow, like people are just talking about this. It's really special.
Yeah, they're being impacted.
And of course, you guys know where to get the app. But Mimi, tell everybody where to find you, your company, everything.
Yeah, absolutely. So I'm probably not on Instagram, but if you want to go on my Instagram, it's at Mimi Bouchard. My first ever book with Hay House is coming out in April, so you can pre-order that now on Amazon. It's called Activate Your Future Self. And it is just so much info. I'm so excited for people to read it. It's like my whole life's teachings in one book. Oh my God. So go pre-order Activate Your Future Self. And yeah, I guess check me out on Instagram and see if I ever post again. I also, just to remind everyone, if they want to take advantage of the Girls Gotta Eat big discount on yearly memberships for the Activations app, they can go to activations.com/GGE and take advantage of the 2 weeks free money back guarantee and the massive yearly discount.
Yes. And if you guys forget that, it's on our website also at girlsgotteat.com and in the episode description.
I also think that we're putting a playlist of both of your favorite activations on the website.
Oh.
So if people want to go to the website and look at both of your favorite activations, they can see which ones there are.
Okay.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. And you guys know where to find us, girlsgotteat.com. Oh my God, no more tour. Girlsgotteat.com. That's our website. Girls Gotta Eat podcast on Instagram and TikTok. I'm Ash Hess. Raina is Raina.Greenberg. Our company Vibes Only. So you can masturbate and manifest, vibesonly.com. Subscribe on YouTube, share this episode with a friend, and we will see you Thursday.
Have a happy new year, guys. Yes, we love you so much. Thank you for being here, kicking the year off with us. We can't wait for 2025.
All right, bye.